Alright guys, the format of today's video is going to be very different to what you guys are used to. It's going to be a story, well not really a story, it's going to be an incident, a real life incident that happened to me. Actually last week. I sort of thought I would share it with you guys. I've been stopping trying to do something like this for a while. As in like do a video which is a story or an incident that happened to me. Just because so many YouTubers do it. I would hate to come across it from trying to copy someone. But then again, everyone has stories, everyone has a life outside of League of Legends, and everyone has a lot of stuff that happens to them that's fucking hilarious. So hopefully I can let you guys in on a little bit of me that isn't just Heimerdinger plays. And if you enjoy it, let me know. And if you don't, definitely comment below and let me know as well. I like to keep it up though because I have a lot of crazy shit that happens to me. I could write a book. I could write a book and then some. But yeah, we'll start off with this incident that happened to me last week. And we'll start at the beginning. So obviously, I don't do this for a living. I don't make videos for a living. I do it just because I enjoy making them, enjoy you guys watching them, and I enjoy playing League of Legends. So, amalgamation of all those three, I don't mind doing it just as a hobby. So, in order to kind of feed myself and buy myself nice things, I have to work. I have to work like the rest of the world. And I work 40 hours a week in a school or a college in the country where I live. And the sad thing is, it's an hour and a half drive away every single morning. And to get myself through it and to keep myself sane, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I tried music for a while, but then I got sick of the same songs over and over and over again. Made me start to hate the artist, and I hated that. So the best way to do it is to download podcasts. The main podcasts that I listen to would usually be like UFC, a lot of like scientific ones, like Radio Lab and Joe Rogan would be the main ones. And the exact one I was listening to the day where this incident happened was a Joe Rogan podcast. If you guys don't know who Joe Rogan is a comedian, he commentates for the UFC, and he was the presenter for Fear Factor. He does a lot of other stuff as well, but those are the main ones that people probably know him for. But the podcast is good because it has a lot of different people from different backgrounds on, like comedians, athletes, scientists, and so on and so forth. So the things you listen to are going to range from, you know, how different vitamins affect the body to like people just constantly talking about dicks, things like that. So you don't really know what you're going to listen to. You kind of gauge it by the guest. And this guest was just a random comedian. I haven't really heard of the comedian before, but I thought I'd throw it on anyway. So I'm driving to work and it's just like a normal podcast, just two guys talking backwards and forwards, banting about. And then you have some kind of profound views on like religion and things like that, and maybe some like views on certain sports. And I'm like, yes, this is just normal podcast. And then they start talking about the American election at the minute between, I think it's Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. I don't follow any of that because obviously it's not my country, so I don't follow it. But I was just listening to it anyway, and the stuff that they were saying was hilarious. And I'm driving up to work, and I have another like maybe half an hour left of the podcast, so I sort of go to myself, I'll turn this off and I'll listen to it on the way home. And the part where I turn it off is a part where they're talking about some kind of derogatory comments that a politician made about gay people. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to this on the way home. Stopped it right there. Turned off the podcast and went to the elevator, walked to my building. While I'm walking to the building, I see these two guys who are very, very old, and I realise, oh my god, that is the guy who's the head of the organisation, and the guy beside him was the guy who was a kind of second in command of the organisation of like the school or the college. So I slow down and then realise that they are getting the elevator too. And I let them kind of get in the elevator, expecting them to go away. Not that I was afraid of anything, but it's just, I don't know, I was feeling comfortable in those situations. And they hold the door open for me, so I feel obliged to get in and go, thank you very much for holding that open, that's very nice of you. And I get in, and I work on the fourth, fifth floor. And it's about a 30-second, 40-second elevator ride, and they hit the fourth floor as well. So I go, oh, no problem, just stand there in the corner. And I realise I'm a little bit later than usual, because the kids are in the classrooms. So I bring out my phone to check the time, sort of go, right, it must be maybe 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late at most. And as I unlock my phone, it begins to play the podcast again. And the words that comes out of Joe Rogan's mouth in the podcast are, I think he makes those comments because he's secretly afraid that dicks are delicious. Yes, that came out of my phone while I was in the elevator with two of the top kind of bosses of the organisation that I work at. and it was the longest 30 seconds of an elevator ride of my life. So I put my phone away with a bright red face. I can feel myself sweating and beaming up. And I get out of the elevator and just try and look at the guys. And they are just shaking their heads, whispering to each other. And I can only imagine what they were saying. And they had insult to injury. Later on that day, I was going down to get lunch. And they went to get the elevator that I was in. And then one of them turned around and said, the other one, I think we'll just walk. We need the exercise anyway. And then he looked at me, gave me a dirty look, and just proceeded to use the stairs. So yeah, that is the story of the week, guys. That actually happened to me. I was so embarrassed, it was unreal. I thought I would just share it with you. I want to keep these up, so if you just liked it, comment underneath, like the video, and tell me what you think. I have so many things that have happened to me that it's unreal. I could backdate it years, or I could tell you recent things. So until next time, guys, take it easy, and good luck on the rift.